Hi, my name is Stephanie. I'm coming to you from Angelic Energy Light. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram under Angelic Energy Light. In my last video, I told you a little bit or explained a little bit about spirit guides and guardian angels. In this video, I'd like to tell you a little bit about mine and how I came to know them. So hopefully if you are wanting to get to know yours, it might be helpful to you. So I discovered I have 3 guides or guardian angels around me or with me at all times. I discovered them about 2 years ago. So I've been trying to think back on all the details of how I did meet them in order to be able to explain it to you. So I have a one that I met first. He is the one that speaks to me the most and that I see the most. His name is Joseph, and he actually looks like a cowboy. I know it sounds kind of funny, but he appears to me like this because he thinks that it will make me feel more comfortable, and it's kind of funny because he's really outgoing. He tries to do funny things to make me laugh and keep me smiling, which is really great. I actually have a picture of him that I tried to draw. I'm not a professional by any means, so please try not to judge too much, but at least it'll give you kind of a general idea of what he looks like. So I don't know if you can see him there. So yeah, he looks like a cowboy, and he has angel wings. He has really piercing blue eyes. They are like a blue that's not even in this world. And that's because I came to find out that he has blue flame energy, which is similar to Archangel Michael's flame. So how I came to know him, I basically put the intention out there. So I made it known that I did want to get to know my spirit guides, and I just kept myself open. I could feel there was somebody around me, and then eventually I could hear and see him. When we first talked, I asked 2 important questions, which you should keep in mind as well if you are trying to reach out to your guides. I asked, who do you serve, and do you come of the light? These are very important questions to ask because unfortunately there are negative energies out there that will try and pretend to be your spirit guide because again they are negative energies, so they're just trying to cause harm. So after I asked him these questions a few times because I just really wanted to feel comfortable, I asked him what his name was. And he told me his name is Joseph. So after that, I knew to just look out for the signs. And sure enough, I can't remember the exact signs that I was shown, but I remember his name was showing up everywhere around me. So I guess I'll tell you about my next spirit guide that I met. I could sense a female around me, and at first I could see like rainbow colors flying around in circles and around me, and that's what I saw at first. But when I actually started to know her better and open up, I did wait a little bit because I wanted to get to know Joseph and have a good handle on that first before I moved to the next guide. So her name is Jewel, and she is a person of color. She is black. She has a southern accent, and I'm still trying to get to know her a little better, more closely. Recently we've started that process. So when I was learning to or trying to get to know her, I also asked the same questions to her that I asked Joseph, and that's who do you serve and do you come of the light? So once she passed those questions, I asked her what her name was, and she told me Jewel. Now, the signs that came from her were really strong, that was her name. I remember these ones. It just so happens, I had no idea, but there are not just one, but two radio stations called Jewel Radio. The first time it happened, I came across one. I had stopped on a song that I was feeling connected to, and then the announcer comes on and he says, "This is Jewel Radio," and I was just really taken back because it was for sure a sign. And again, this happened on a different radio station, also called Jewel Radio. Now it could be a little bit different wording between the two, but it was just Jewel. And another huge sign from her. I was in traffic one day. I was headed to actually a spiritual workshop, and there was so much traffic. I was getting nowhere that I was stressing because I was going to be really late or not be able to make it at all. So when all this was going on, all of a sudden a transport truck comes out diagonally in front, and the name in huge letters on the side of that truck was Jewel. And I was just amazed and thankful. It was a good reminder to just calm myself down and be in the moment and not stressing. So the third spirit guide I came to know, his name is Totem. Now, I know that sounds like a pretty generic name, but that's what he says it is, or maybe I just wouldn't be able to pronounce his real name, I'm not sure. He is native Indian, which would make sense to me. I feel like that maybe he is one of my ancestors because I do have native blood, so that would make sense. And when I first saw him, I was doing something called earthing. And if you don't know what earthing is, it's when you walk barefoot on the ground and you just absorb the energy from the earth. So I was doing this on some grass, and I was really connecting to the energies of the earth and nature. And he was there all of a sudden right next to me, and I wasn't fearful at all. It was such a grounding feeling. And this is what it's like when he's around. It's usually when I'm trying to ground myself more, he helps me with that. So these are my spirit guides. I hope it helped in some way, and you can reach out to yours with some confidence, and best of luck to you. If you have any more questions relating to this, I'd be more than happy to help you. You can just post it in the comments or private message me. So that's it for today. Love and light be with you. Take care.